Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's look, I did a natural makeup, no makeup look for you guys because I am going to a photo shoot today, and I am part of a fashion show, so I need front, side profile, and full body photos to be taken today, so I wanted to do a more natural look than I usually do on my channel. And so yeah, I think like in about 2 hours I'll be heading out to this location, so yeah, stay tuned to see how I did this look, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first thing I went ahead and did was I cleansed my face first thing in the morning and at night as well, so twice a day. I use this squalene cleanser. This is from The Ordinary and it is an amazing product. And then after that, I go ahead and apply the caffeine solution 5% plus EGCG. And this product is I use this under my eyes and on my eyelids just to kind of like waken up my eyes a little bit and like look alive, you know? So this is the first thing I use in the morning after my cleanser. And then after I use that, I use the niacinamide. This is 10% plus zinc 1%, and this is a blemish formula. I absolutely am in love with this product. I use this every morning right before work. I don't put on any makeup. I know, as you can see, like right now I have like maybe two like spots that I had a breakout because I was editing last night. I was up late and I just fell asleep and I forgot to wash my face. It's my usual routine every night. I usually wash my face before bed and I apply my retinol and everything before bed, but I totally just, I forgot. So this product right here I use in the morning with that caffeine solution, and then after that sets in my skin, I go ahead and use like barely 1 to 2 little tiny drops of this 100% organic cold pressed rosehip seed oil, and I mix that with a little bit of the natural moisturizing factors plus HA moisturizer. So I use those two. I will put it all the way down my neck and like onto my chest and up onto my face and kind of in the hairline a little bit because I do get dry. So yeah, that's what I went ahead and used this morning. Just the 5 products I used this morning to prep my skin. And then after I let everything set in my skin, I went ahead and prepped and primed my face with the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. So I went ahead and sprayed my face already. I let that sit in. So my skin is ready for makeup application. Okay, so to start out my face, just the base part of it for this look, I'm going to use my Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. This is amazing. This is by Urban Decay, and I'm just going to use a little bit on this brush here. This is by Esom. It's a T47 brush. I got this in beauty school. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this brush to apply that foundation. Okay, next I'm going to spot conceal my face, and I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Coverage Concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on the back of my hand using that same brush. I'm just going to go into like little areas where I have like scarring still like on my face that might show through that foundation. I want to try to make this look as natural as possible, but I don't want to like overdo it. So I'm gonna go in and just really fine detail those spots. Okay, so I'm gonna take like a little bit right here on the inner corner and go under the eyes and brighten them up a little bit. So it's a lot lighter than my foundation color is, so a little goes a long way. And like right here between my brows too, like I seem to get red as well, so I'm just like building this product up. I don't want to go in too heavy. Okay, next I'm going to take this Morphe E48 brush, and it's kind of tapered, and I'm going to go into the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm going to just use a little bit of powder to set under my eyes so that way that concealer doesn't crease. Just going to very lightly press into the skin, and I'm only using a tiny little bit. And then I'm going, sometimes like the eyelids will get like a little crease like right away. So I'll just go in with the brush and kind of dab it off and the back together, and then go in with the brush, that in. So you want to like set it just enough to like make sure that it's not creasing. But we're gonna go ahead and like put some life back into it, because I do want to keep like that natural glow and the shine. So I'm gonna go in a little bit of powder around the crease of my nose just to kind of set that a little bit with the concealer. Okay, so I went ahead and stopped there so that I can go in and I can start contouring my face. I'm using this Maybelline Fit Me Shine Free Balance foundation, and it's just like a stick foundation. I'm gonna use that just to like put a little bit of color back in my face. A little around the nose, and right there, jawline. And then I'm gonna use that same foundation brush. Since it has a little bit of concealer and foundation still left on it, it'll kind of diffuse it a little bit more so it's not too harsh. And I like to use like as little amount of brushes as possible. I don't really like to go one brush for this, one brush for that, unless it's for eyeshadows or something, but I end up washing my foundation brushes anyways, so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a blush brush. I've used this in several of my videos. I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Natural Glow Face Palette, this right here, and I'm going to use this shade right here, and I'm going to just dab it, not too much. I'm going to go over that contour and just set it. Okay, then I'm going to carry that onto my ears a little bit. Everything looks seamless, and then carry this down along the jawline and kind of blend it in. And I'm going to carry that into the outer corner of my eyes and up the temple. And then next I'm going to take another bronzer. This one's by Too Faced, and it is the Chocolate Soleil Medium Deep Matte Bronzer. So I'm going to use a Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going to also use that same bronzer from Too Faced, and I'm going to contour my eye. I'm going to go in the outer portion of my eye, blend it down to the lash line and up into the crease, and then just kind of like taper it out. Take some on the outer bottom corner of my eye, blend that up. Next I'm going to use this Morphe brush. It is just like a little flat brush. It came in a brush collection. There is no number on it, but I'm going to go into the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia, and I'm going to just use, let's see, Rustic. I'm going to take just a little bit on that brush, and this is what the palette looks like. So I'm gonna take that shade and I'm just gonna go like right against the lash line. Kind of taper it out. Kind of creating like a lift effect to the eye. And then I'm gonna go back in with that Morphe M433 brush. And I'm just gonna kind of diffuse that a little bit. Next I'm going to take an angle brush. I'm going to go into Cypress Umber. This is a brown shade. And I'm going to go really close to that lash line and just a tiny little flick on the outer part of my eye. This angle brush is by Esom and it is the B15 brush. In case you guys are wondering. Okay, so next I'm going to go into the James Charles palette by Morphe. I'm going to use this shimmer champagne shade and it's called Face. And I'm just going to take that on my pinky finger and I'm going to go in on top of my lid in the center first and then kind of make my way into the inner corner. I want to create like a shimmer eyelid, like a almost natural eye. Natural. See the difference between this eye here and this eye? This one just like pops down the center and I really enjoy that look. Take some on the tip of my finger, place that on the inner corner of my eye to make it pop. You can actually just use this too as a highlight since it's pretty close to what my highlighters look like. I'm gonna take a highlighting brush. This one is Morphe M501 brush. It is big and fluffy, perfect for this. I'm gonna take a little bit at a time, add that glow back in to my face. I like to go above the brow a little bit. Then I'm gonna go ahead, take that same brush that I set under my eyes with, take a little bit of powder, start setting my face around those highlights. I'm only using a little bit of powder. Okay, so next I'm going to apply mascara. The one I'm using is the L'Oreal Paris. This is the Unlimited mascara. It comes in a bottle like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. I'm only going to add like 2 layers of mascara, just enough to like get them coated. So I don't want them to look clumpy and unnatural because I'm going to go ahead and apply lashes with it. The lashes I'm using are the, where were they? The Ardell Natural lashes. So I'm going to use these lashes just to kind of make my lashes pop today. I'm going to add just a tiny bit, trying not to get it on my bottom eyelid. I'm going to kind of lightly coat my bottom lashes. Just one layer. I wanted to add too, like while my lashes are drying, back in the day, like maybe about 7 years ago, when I used to go to casting calls for model agencies, I used to not know how to do a no makeup look. It was just totally impossible for me to grasp how to do so. When I did send in photos, it was either like absolutely no makeup on and I was more self-conscious, or I would completely like black out my eyes with eyeshadow to try to show what I'm capable of doing with makeup on. That was just, I was just like sitting here thinking about that while I was putting glue on these lashes, and I'm like, wow, like I'm now like really understanding this as, you know, almost 28 years old, how to do that. But before it was just like, how do you do no makeup look without looking like you have too much on or not enough, or you got like peaks of like redness or like some kind of flaw coming through your skin, your makeup. And I'm like, it's mind-blowing now. I'm like, I actually got this now. And like with my brows, like I used to never do my brows until maybe 2014, 15, somewhere in there. I started like trying new products and like testing out the brow look, because I used to just do my makeup without the brows. Like I would always skip brows, but now like brows are completely part of my makeup routine. So it's interesting. I'm amazed at how far I have come from the time I started makeup when I was 12. I just wore mascara, and like sometimes I would try eyeshadows or different lipsticks. I remember I bought Wet n Wild. It was like this wild fucking, it was such a crazy color. It was like a magenta, but it was shimmery and everything, and I thought, man, this is so cool. Like, and then 8th grade I wore blue eyeshadow with red lipstick to school, and I got in big trouble for that. That was interesting. And then when I turned 17, 18-ish, I started like really like getting creative with it, because for me, I've always drawn photos, painted photos. That's always been my outlet for creating. And then when I started makeup, I was like, maybe I can create makeup looks that bring my art to life. And then that's when I really like, I've always liked makeup, but I've never been sure how to approach it. And then learning videos on YouTube really helped me open my mind to creative looks as well. So I give a lot of credit to a lot of YouTubers that I did start out looking at for influence and reference as well. So yeah, I'm just amazed. I'm very proud of myself this year for coming as far as I have. I know it's been since 2018 that I've uploaded videos, a year and a half. A lot has happened, and I'm really excited that this year I'm going to be able to bring a lot more content to you guys, so do stay tuned for that. I am very excited for this year. I think I am where I belong, and I'm not going anywhere. So this is gonna be a good year. I could feel it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for really following me in my journey, and those of you who are just now starting out following me, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and yeah, I look forward to, if I ever meet you guys somewhere out in the world, if you're ever my client, or you guys have been following me for years on my work, or you're new to it, I do appreciate you guys so much, and thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply my lashes. It's gonna be kind of hard to do this. These are very thin. Like, the band is clear. Like, oh my goodness. Try to get it as close to the lash line as I can. It's like, that's always difficult. Might take a few tries sometimes, you know, like first applying lashes isn't the easiest thing, and that's why like it's just so intimidating that I wouldn't even like wear lashes because it's like a little off, like, you know. So I'm gonna like try to fix it. That kind of shit happens. Go to the other eye while I reapply glue to that one. So see, lashes are just not my everyday thing, so when I do apply them, I'm like, girl, this is a task at hand. Okay, I think, see, with my dominant hand, it's like easier to apply. Sometimes the glue like gets on the tweezers, so it's like a pain. Alright, next I'm going to go into the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Use that angle brush that I used on my eyes. And I'm going to go into that shade called Warm Taupe. I'm going to go through my brows very lightly just to give it a little bit of a fill-in. I do, like, for some reason, I've always had like missing hairs right here, right at the arch. And this side, not so bad, but yeah. I have uneven brows, so just gonna go ahead and fill them in just a little bit. I want to keep them natural and like still look like hair, like that, kind of, yeah. From this far away, I'm like, oh wow, that looks great. And I'm like, up front, I'm like, interesting. Yeah, I kind of like it like that. I never really like sat and played with my brows like this. Ugh, profit pizza. I'm like, it's like stuck on my teeth, and yeah. So I want to still make it look natural and like look like hair. I know sometimes, if not all the time, I enjoy doing blackout brows. But yeah, I'm gonna just do it this way. Very, very little product for this. I'm actually really impressed. So here is that. I only use a little bit of product, so that's actually perfect right there. I like that. I always start like right here in the middle of my eyebrow, and then I go out to the outer, start on top, like right above where I started, and then like that out. So there's that. See, my arches are like two different arches. Like this one, my hair it grows like further up than this side does. Like you can well, I don't know if you can really like tell on camera, but right where I'm looking in person, it's like a lot higher. So sometimes my brows can be like two different sizes, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? It's because my natural hair growth is totally off. So sometimes when I line my brows, I'll leave a ton of hair like on the outer portion, and it'll kind of drive me crazy. So just go in, flick in some fake hair, make them, I want to keep them fluffy as they are. Oh, okay. I think I almost got them even. I gotta go up a little bit on the side just to balance it out a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit more product. It seems like this one needs a little bit more love. And like too, brows are always going to be unique. They're gonna be different. This one, like these hairs right here, they grow really short, but this side they grow really long. And it's just always been that way. Like, I'm not sure why, but I try to balance it out a little bit by adding just a tiny bit of shading like above the top, and then I very little like go on the bottom here, and then I don't go like too far up because it's already like full, so it's gonna look uneven if I do that. So then I'll do that kind of like, I think that works for me. Take a little bit here. This arch is a little challenging for me, especially doing a natural. If I do like my unnatural brow where I'm just doing block out, like black faded into like lighter on the inner part of my brow, then I don't mind too much. But because we're going for a more natural look today, it is a little bit of a challenge, and I'm up for it totally. I'm like, don't give up, keep going. If it doesn't work, you gotta keep trying, right? So I'm gonna say this is like my first video in a year and a half that I'm actually uploading where I'm talking. I have a in my situation here, I do have a moment of peace and quiet, so I can actually like talk without any background noise. So that is fantastic. So it's like first thing in the morning on Saturday. I was up until about 12:30, 1 o'clock last night, reviewing my last YouTube tutorial. A lot of the videos that I've been putting up have been in archive for, well, since 2018. So I'm getting around to about seven videos, I think, editing just back to back to back. Come home from work, I work 40 hours a week, I spend 10 of those hours driving, so about 50 hours I've invested into my job during the week. I come home, I make videos, what the hell? So yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so I come home and I like immediately start editing videos. And then I'm like super exhausted, but like by 5 in the morning when my alarm goes off, I'm like, oh, I feel so good. I feel great today. Like I uploaded videos, I'm doing exactly what I want to do. So I'm just really in a good position mentally. I'm creating, I'm doing what I want, so that is just great. It's the beginning stages, so it's gonna be a challenge, of course, as anything is, but I really enjoy the journey and I think it's great. So I'm really excited about this year. I can't remember the last time I was like this, oh my god, yeah, like, so I'm just really excited. Like, I know this is gonna be a good year for me. This brow gel that I just put in my brows is by Makeup Revolution, and it's like the CBD oil type. I don't know if it was just like limited edition Ulta, but that's what I use. It's tinted, so I can just kind of brush it through the hairs and make my brows look a bit fuller than they are typically. So now it looks super natural and I'm really happy. I'm like, they turned out fantastic. It looks like natural hair and it doesn't look like I totally like blocked out my brows like I usually do, so that's good. That is fantastic. I don't want to forget blush, so I'm going to use a Morphe M405 brush that's kind of angled, and I'm going to go back into that e.l.f. Trio thing palette. Put a little bit of color in my cheeks here. Okay, so next I'm going to use the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1, the one that I used to prime my face. I'm going to set my face with that. Then I'm going to use the Laneige Special Care Lip Sleeping Mask. I bought this about almost a year ago, I'd say, and I'm only about halfway through. I use this as a base before I apply any lip liner, liquid lipstick, or anything, because my lips are so dry on their own, and applying liquid lipstick on very dry lips is just a recipe for disaster for me. Especially, I'm like, if I just do liquid lipstick or lipstick like right on top of my lip, it's all bad because it just looks super chapped and they feel dry, and then when you stretch your lips, it's just crazy. But yeah, anyway, so I apply that first as a base, and I'm just gonna use a lip liner. This is the Brenda Christian Definition for Lips, and it is, okay, so this shade is called Goddesses Are Made, Not Born, and it's kind of a mauve shade, I'd say. This came in my beauty kit from school. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that starting at the outer corner lip. I want to give my lips some definition, but I don't want it to look like I'm wearing lipstick or anything like that. So go ahead. This smell, it's just like, oh, it takes me back to when I was a kid and like playing with makeup, like your grandma's makeup, and it's like, you know, that old smell, like that smell, you know? It just, I don't know, you guys probably are like, what the hell is she talking about? But it's like, I don't know, it just takes me back, like when I played with my grandma's makeup and like all the expensive stuff, and yeah, just, so this is like a little dark, but so there we go, looking all pouty and shit. I want to take a flat brush here. Let's see. I'm going to take the W19 brush by Esom as well. And I'm going to kind of blend those edges out a little bit. I kind of like how it looks, but I don't want it to be too harsh looking. So use the edges a little bit. Okay, so the thing I want to do is I want to kind of overdraw my lips a little bit because they are kind of thin. And I want to look a little pouty, so one big mood right there, right? I like how natural this looks. It's a little dark, but it's like, it just blends perfectly. It was so funny, like the second I was like, oh, it's all peace and quiet. I'm like, just kidding. Yeah, so you guys are gonna hear background noise in the rest of the video, so. Okay, so you know what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of tap with my finger I want to diffuse those edges just a little bit, but I don't want to like create too harsh of an outer on my lip. Oh, totally made a little oopsie mistake. It's always fixable. You can always fix your makeup. So there's that. Just like, I'm like feeling it. I'm very proud of myself. Like, I just created this makeup look. Oh my gosh. Like, this is awesome. I'm so happy. Oh.